Uh-oh. So, before I even jump onto this article, I didn't know that anything like this was in the game. However, one thing I have to say, and I'm speaking to the companies here, because I know the companies watch us. I know all the big companies watch us. I know a lot of reviewers watch us. I know that writers watch us. What you have to understand is that when the fans see something like this and they call it woke, what they're basically saying to you is stop preaching to us. The fans are so sick and tired of being preached to. The video games, the cartoon series, the anime series, the movies, everything in between with entertainment has been very preachy for the past few years. The entirety of the fandom, the majority of the fandom, has no problem with different races of people. The majority of the fandom has no problem with strong women. The majority of the fandom has no problem with the LGBTQ community. What they have a problem with is you forcing all the preachiness in their face whenever they're playing a video game, watching a television series, or watching a movie, or anything else in between. They're tired of it. It's in the books. It's in the comic books. It's in TV commercials. It's in everything. And it's not that you do it. It's the way in which you do it. Because here's the thing, companies. All of the fans know that diversity of all kinds, under the whole umbrella, different races, okay, both sexes, okay, LGBTQ, have been in entertainment for an extremely long time now, okay, as far as our modern entertainment goes. It's been a while, okay, depending on how you look at it. Some people may look at it as, well, you could say it's a short amount of time, but the fact of the matter is, everyone's been in entertainment for years. So now what you do is you put it in people's face and it sticks out like a sore thumb. Constantly, just like this. All the time. The problem is just like this. When I was a wrestling fan, there's something called kayfabe, okay? It's the whole thing where it's the good guys, the bad guys, and it's like they wanted you to think this stuff was kind of real. They kept the mystique of and the mystery of wrestling and everything. They kept it under wraps, so you would almost think they really were a bad guy in real life, or they really were a good guy in real life. However, as time went on, the mystique left and people started to understand it truly is a show. And because they truly knew it was a show, they started to see and understand when a company was giving a guy or girl a push, which is pushing them to the top, letting them shine as one of their number one stars. And the thing is, there's something about being a company man and being for the fans. You can be for both, but sometimes when you're just the company guy, you get pushed and the fans don't want it. So when they see the company making a business move that they do not agree with, they let the WWE know. Just talk to John Cena, okay? It's the same thing here. They know what you're doing. They knew what they were doing with John Cena. They pushed what they did not want. And the way they ran the company and pushing him pushed fans like myself away for years, and I still haven't come back. And all of you companies are going to do the same thing if you continue to push all this stuff and be preachy about it. But it's already been in entertainment forever. I remember as a young kid seeing diversity in TV of all kinds and different sexualities. I remember as a kid, I'm 46. And now is the time you decide to constantly preach all this stuff to us? It's been in the media. Why now do it in a different way that angers the majority of your fan base and pushes them away? And this is happening in everything from comic books to cartoon series to television series to movie series, music, and everything in between. It's happening. And video games, which we're about to get to. Stop preaching, and you will get your fan base back if they can forgive, if it's not too late. Gamers are already calling Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League woke. After a major spoiler was shared online, gamers are shouting about progressive lunatics and calling the Suicide Squad a woke disaster. Well, it could be. Did you hear what they're going to do with me when I show up? Oh, boy. When Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League unveiled its gameplay last year, an LGBTQ plus flag painted on the walls of a building in Metropolis City was quickly spotted. As you'd expect, a corner of the internet was outraged and vowed not to buy the game. And the reason why, I'll say to that, is because they're tired of being preached to. That's it. It's not that they have a problem with LGBTQ+. It's not that they're istophobes. It's not that they're bigots. They're tired of being preached to. And the worst part is they know you're preaching to them. It's different when you go to church on Sunday morning. You go there to be preached to. People come to entertainment to escape the real world. They're tired of all the arguing in the news and every other political talking head that they're getting tired of hearing. They're tired of hearing all this fighting and pushing this and pushing that. So what they come to their entertainment to is just escape and enjoy something that has nothing to do with what's going on in the real world. However, you decide to make our fantasy now the real world. And that's what's pissing people off. Now it's out in an early access, and huge spoiler has already been shared online that many are using as fuel to decry the game once again for being woke. Batman dies, or at least he seems to. It's an out-of-context cutscene, and audio clips have been detained. I've never seen that word before. That show the Justice League awakening from death, confused at their survival. These may or may not be in the game itself. Until we can play it firsthand. Okay, so this was written, must have been slightly before it released. The one scene in the isolation doesn't paint the full picture. Regardless, Batman gets shot in the head by Harley Quinn, which has led many to believe that the developers at Rocksteady are purposely trying to insult the Arkham fan base. FU at Mangaloyer tweeted, attaching a collage of Rocksteady celebrating women in games, Pride Month, and standing up for trans rights, along with pictures of women and people of color who worked on the game. No, I really mean FU, go to hell. We will never be able to coexist with these progressive lunatics. You are destroying every good memory we have. Once the pendulum swings back, I hope you suffer twice as much as we do. Wow, you went off. One of the developers pictured in said collage, Jerice, I can't pronounce that last name, responded, me making buildings and placing trash cans on the floor as environment artists. This guy, F you, Die Fam, you don't like my soda cans on the floor? What's going on? Of course, it's not just gamers on Twitter who are riled up. Some YouTubers have been quick to make videos labeling the game a woke disaster, such as Endymion. I watch him. He's actually really good. Who said that pandering is implemented at a molecular level. Listen, like I said before, always refer back to what I just said. People are tired of it. Listen, I have several LGBTQ fans that have written me over the years. They're tired of it too. Just like a lot of my black fans are tired of it. I'm black. I'm tired of it too. It's like for some reason you think that showing me a black face is supposed to make me like something better or make me feel included better. It doesn't. When it's fantasy, we just want a great story. If it requires me, a black man or a black woman, yes, put us in it. That's what works. But if it doesn't, we know when you're squeezing us in to check a box and we feel pandered to. Oh, they look like me. Oh, that means it must be good. No. And that's what my LGBTQ fans tell me too. It's like, it's a roll of the eyes. It's a sigh of the breath. It's like, here we go again. And it just keeps happening over and over again. And you companies are already collectively, you're losing billions, maybe trillions altogether. And you're still doing it. Stop pandering to people and just make good content. That's it. Commenters even call for devs to be fired for killing Batman, while others are mad on behalf of the late Kevin Conroy, saying he would be immeasurably disappointed by what they did to his character and the woke agenda in the game. One thing I got to say about that, I mean, if he read the script, then he knows what's going to happen. Now, what can happen is you can record lines and things can change after. So who knows what he knew? And that's the thing, too. Like, people will go around calling the fandom istophobes and that they're, phobic against the LGBTQ community when Kevin Conroy is a literal god to us in the voiceover industry. It's like, what? He is Batman to us. We love him in his portrayal, but we're istophobes against the LGBT. See, that's what I'm saying. And people will twist it, but in reality, they know. It's a way to shut you up or shame you. They know. It's like, they love Kevin Conroy. How can we call them istophobes? Well, let's try it anyway, because the flags are in it, so let's try it anyway. You know what I mean? This is despite Conroy being a proud, openly married gay man who even wrote a touching DC Pride story. However, while the game is drawing backlash for its wokeness, there are just as many flooding the comments, the videos, and tweets with positivity. No, it's not. It's not just as many. I've definitely seen that. Lamenting those who are mad at the game for being progressive. Kevin Conroy was a gay, and would have hated your stupid ass, somebody said. 8,500 likes, and the tweet is literally just complaining. Rocksteady isn't an all-white, all-male company. Blah, blah, blah. So I've explained myself in the beginning of this. The vast majority of the fandom that has issues with all this, they're just tired of being preached to. They don't have a problem with anybody. It's just being preached to. They want to escape. 10 million subscribers.